Now, a new survey from the RAC has suggested that more people are delaying their cars being repaired to try and save money, especially true for those between the age of 17 to 24 years old. 37% of them putting off vital work on their vehicles as the cost of living crisis continues to bite. Well, joining us now, our West Midlands reporter Jack Carson, joining us from a garage at Coles Hill. And Jack, I certainly remember at 17 years of age, I had a socket set and spanners to mend my Riley Elf, but I gather, things are a bit more complicated nowadays.
Yes, that's right. This RAC survey of just over 3,000 people finding that those people aged 17 to 24, 37% of them putting off repairs, they say, because of the cost of living. Of those young people interviewed and surveyed, 16% are putting off major repairs. That includes things like cracked windscreens and handbrakes. Across all ages, 14% of people admit to cutting down on repairs, and 9% of all people saying they're cutting down on the servicing of their car. Well, to find out what this could mean to cars and to car users, I'm here at Happy Days Automotive here with Dan Wildman, who's the workshop manager. Dan, these people cutting down on the repairs of their cars, on the servicing, what does this mean for cars?
Well, they're going to have detrimental effects to other components on their cars. So if you leave a service, the oil starts to get thick. So you might not, I haven't done that many miles this year. Regardless of that, the oil's going to start thickening them up over time, which will cause internal engine problems as well. I mean, how many people actually check their own cars? I don't think majority of people do. And we're seeing a lot of different things here, batteries and stuff like that we're having to replace. Tyres are a main one that a lot of people should be checking that they don't. And that's a lot of what we're seeing at the minute.
And you talk about what you're seeing. When cars do come in for a service, when they come in for an MOT, of course we've had COVID and now the cost of living. What is the usual state of cars that you see come in now?
They're not great at the minute, to be honest with you, especially after lockdown and people not doing a lot of miles, a lot more people working from home, so they're not doing as many miles that they think, but still cars will deteriorate being sat and not doing that many miles on the road. They will still cause problems. Corrosion is a big one that happens. Tyres, rubber cracks and perishes. So even though the car's not doing a great deal of mileage, it is still creating defects being sat still.
Now, on the point of MOTs, in April, Grant Shapps, who was the then Transport Secretary, suggested moving MOT tests to every 2 years. What do you make of that proposal?
I think it's one of the worst possible things. If you want to cut costs for motorists, messing with safety is not an option to do it. I mean, we're seeing cars, look at the failure rate of vehicles at the minute. There's a lot of cars on the roads that are failing MOTs every day. So by putting them off for another year on the road and driving, it's not safe. Cords hanging out of tyres and things like that. It's not a safe thing to do at all. I think it's the wrong thing to ever do. If you're going to want to save motorists money, there's plenty of other ways you can do that without cutting across on safety.
OK, Dan, thank you for joining me. Well, on the back of that survey, RAC spokesman Rod Dennis saying that with older cars on the road and them now looking like they're in a worse state of repair, it's not good news for all road users.